Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3 races to go. Junior TKM up next. The drivers sitting and waiting on the dummy grid. 19 drivers in total. Lucy Lovell saying good luck to all the in the finals. Olivia Jenkins, KP. I don't know if that's Kevin Peterson, the ex-England cricketer, possibly. Ken Potter, one of the officials. Well, I'm not sure he'll be watching this, but you know, might be somebody else. Kevin and Perry. Go large. It could be one of those two. You know, KP. That would be great if it was. But thanks for your comments, KP. Here comes Junior TKM for their final 15 minutes plus a lap. Let's have a look at the starting lineup. Pole position will be Dara McInerney, the E-plate holder, and alongside him, Jihan Kalichern for Classen Motorsport. Then 2 Tim Wilson Motorsport teammates, Leon Frost and Olivia Jenkins on row 2. Aidan Mitchell and Luke Bates go on row number 3. Seth Hathaway and Leo Robinson, not the ex Leo Robinson, go on row number 4. Then it is Oliver Boyd and Patrick Leaf, Joe Cheek and Ollie Rands on row number 6. Sasha Bagley and Luke Jarman on row 7. Tyler Harris and Jake Humphrey go from row number 8. Jack Stewart and Oliver Bourne again on row number 9, with Joel Hull on row number 10. 15 minutes now. Conflicting reports, Anthony Jordan.
Oh, what's conflicting?
The threat and presence of precipitation.
No.
Our cameraman Dylan is holding his hand up, either because he is, you know, waiting to ascend to the gods, or because he can feel rain on his head. One of the two. Lights are not out. So we're going to go. At the moment, the track is dry. The skies are leaden. It's a leaden sky, Anthony.
Right, and define leaden.
That colour.
Right.
Desultory.
Well,
ominous.
I was just having a walk through the paddock.
Malevolent looking.
Yes, I was just having a walk through the paddock.
Yes.
I didn't feel any rain.
Okay, well, there we go. That's why the reports are conflicting.
Yeah.
Because you felt no rain, and there might be rain.
But there isn't rain.
Good luck, Sasha Bagley from all at TTR. TTR? Explain, what's TTR?
Tata for now.
A sponsor? Well, Classen Motors, all at
TTR.
Take TTR? Tata Renault? That's
Yeah.
all at TTR. I don't get it.
Are you Richard M, you've confussed Henry. He doesn't know what to do now.
I don't get it. My brain's broken. Well, good luck anyway, Sasha.
No. Right, anyway, out of the final corner then, we're going to get this Junior TKM race underway. It's race 24, and the rain has now started to come down. It's another false start, and there's carts off, left, right, a centre.
Left, right, and centre. Now, this is going to be... I spoke to... and Leon Frost, championship leader, and Olivia Jenkins are both spun. The second row drivers both spin, one to the inside, one to the outside. Slippery surface flags are out now. I just spoke to, during the interim, I spoke to Joel Hull's mechanic, and Joel Hull's mechanic goes, nah, we're not going to get any rain. Sorry, Mr. Hull. Your wish has not been granted.
I'm just looking out the window, and, oh, yeah, it's tipping it down.
Absolutely. Charlie Buckets.
Oh,
There's your pole sitter.
McInerney.
The pole sitter is off the track now. This is the question, of course. We haven't started the race. They were all on slick tyres.
Oh, right,
it's not raining.
So
how heavy is it raining? I mean, the KZ2 race.
Pretty heavy.
Tyler Harris.
So when I said I was walking through the paddock and it wasn't raining when I was walking through the paddock.
No, but now you're back and look at that. You can see the colour of the circuit change. I mean, that great panoramic view of this facility, it shows that the circuit, the track, the track at the top end, red flags.
Yes.
Red flags.
So I think they're going to bring everyone into the pit lane to allow them to change tyres, because it's one of these stages where the entire grid's got slicks, the race hasn't started, they have that opportunity to do this.
Yes, they do. Into the pits. They're being told to go into the pits. I mean, look at that. The starter's mullet is glistening in the rain. So it's time to get back there. Fellow kart racers, any total trouble racing. There we go. I'm not sure if he's still joking, and I'm just going to fall for it. If I just say TTR really quickly a couple of times, does that no? It's not going to upset anybody. Right, Matthew Amy saying, come on, Domain. Well, we've missed Henry Domain. He was in Miami.
But she could be watching the stream back. So you can comment.
Matthew.
Oh, sorry. He sorry.
Yeah.
Could be watching the stream back.
Possibly. Okay. well, I'm not. No spoiler alert about what happens.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be a problem. So we're going to have. So we have great. We got a cameraman on the ground here. So there will be a decision to make. So what's going to happen now is the race director will come in and they will say, okay, either we're going to have a 10-minute delay while the drivers change tyres, or we are going to run this race last, and we're going to wait, and the TKM Extreme race, which is due to start at 5 o'clock, which would be in 25 minutes' time. That would be the next race out on time. I don't know what the race director will do. Whatever this is, obviously they decided it's not safe to run a full grid of junior drivers. I mean, the KZ2s did this, but they're senior drivers. You know, there's a different categories. These are juniors. They're kids at the end of the day on these conditions. And, of course, the weather looked as though it was worsening. I tell you what, I might go out and have a quick glance to see if the rain is still falling.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, in this time, we'll go for a short ad break. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll come back with information about what is possibly happening next.
Good idea. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
As you can see,
it's a bit wet.
It's shrouded. The whole circuit is shrouded in a cloak of moist grey clouds.
Oh, God, you had to get that word out, didn't you?
Moist. Well, it's more than moist. It's decidedly damp.
Yes.
It's so what is happening is that the Junior TKM drivers are currently frantically changing their tyres.
And
those
they have.
that had wet tyres. Not everybody has got wet tyres, and those that aren't are in trouble.
Well,
and the race is going to restart in 3 minutes. It's going to restart. It's going to start
2 minutes.
2 minutes time.
2 minutes
at 16:45 hours. There is a look at the outside of the gasworks hairpin. That one. It's not raining heavily now. It did briefly for a few minutes.
Yeah, it was.
But the track, as you can see, the colour of the track's gone.
Yeah.
The track is gone, and it's now full wet.
Yes, it is indeed. It's going to be incredibly slippy out there. Obviously, there's lots of rubber down still on the racing line.
On the racing. Now, there was an incident with earlier on. I may have made reference to Dara McInerney's father's head being a little bit on the ball.
Well, I feel like I kick-started that by saying his helmet looks like a bowling ball.
You may have kick-started it, but I ran with it, as I always do. Well, I have.
Yes.
I'm now the owner of a very blue stripe down my entire head.
It is.
Which you will
absolutely
see
lovely.
on the presentation later on.
Yes, it is lovely. It is lovely.
It is lovely, yes. It's so, 19 drivers. The good news is that everybody will be back on the grid, hopefully. Now, I did see one or two drivers. In fact, I think I saw the number 57 going out. I'm going to go and have a little look and see who is on slicks and wets.
Right, okay. You go and have a look who is on what. And obviously, in this time, we shall do a bit of filling. I love it when Henry leaves me to fill because I never know really what to say. But we'll try and figure something out over this time. What we can establish, though, is that our two drivers, or the several drivers who spun in that one, that got off, I think, quite lightly. The fact that the red flag came out and then all of a sudden they had to come back into the pit lane to swap over the tyres. When we did pop out to the dummy grid area, we could see all the cuts coming in. The rain then really came down as Nigel Edwards came over and said, right, we're going to get everyone to change their tyres in here, and then you've got 2 minutes to decide whether or not you want to go to wets or stay on slicks. And then the race is going to be starting at now, basically, 4:45. Obviously, that may be slightly delayed due to the fact that not everyone is on the dummy grid, but Henry, with his blue stripe of wisdom on the top of his head, is in the dummy grid area, just looking at the karts. And from my position that I'm in, everyone on the top 3 rows look like they have got wets on, which is good, because there was concern that the E-plate of Dara McInerney might not have had wets. But I can see the E-plate, and I can see it has got wet tyres affixed to it. So that is not going to be a worry then. There's Henry walking back into the... It says no, staff only. He's not staff, he's an imbecile. Henry, hello. You're back.
Back, and I bring news.
Bring news?
We have 19 drivers in this race.
Yeah.
17 drivers are on wet tyres, i.e., I would say the correct tyre.
Yeah.
2 drivers are not.
Right.
Those
Who?
drivers are number 27, Ollie Rands, and number 57, Jack Stewart.
Right.
They're on slick tyres now. At the moment, the rain is spitting. The track is very wet. There's Michael Cheek having a Joe Cheek. Michael Cheek, he was an X177 driver. Joe Cheek with a problem, as you can see. But look at the ground behind him. There's no rain falling on the ground at the minute.
No.
This is going to be a 15-minute race. There's the drivers on slick tyres are going to be absolutely. I mean, they're crawling. There's
Yeah,
the 57
yeah.
car.
I mean,
But
this track does dry quickly.
Recall.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yes.
Rotax 177.
Oh, I remember it well.
Henry Ayres.
Yeah.
On slick
Slicks.
tyres.
Because his mechanic was lazy.
Got lapped.
Yes.
Then came back
And won.
because it dried out.
He did. And that is still not firing. Oh,
Nope.
it's coughing into life.
It's like an asthmatic wheeze.
Has anyone got a hammer?
Oh.
Ooh, apologies for any
Apologies
language
for
you may have
any,
you may have heard that, but it's
industrial
understandable.
Now, was that exclamation because a piston? Oh, he's got it going again. In the cloud of smoke, he's got it going. No,
And
he
it stopped again.
Did
Do it the old-fashioned way.
bounce it up and down until it fired? No, there's something
No,
amiss.
Marshall,
No,
bring it
you're,
back.
you're on the circuit now. Oh, spark plug got wet. Oh dear, poor old Joe Cheek not going out. It's like the piston went, I want to break free.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
That mute button. I'm
Finger
gonna hover.
hovering on the mute button. So, let's look at the grid. Dara McInerney and Yehan Calichurn on row number 1, both on wet tyres. Leon Frost, who says that he loves these conditions, he is on the inside of row number 2 with Olivia Jenkins. Aidan Mitchell and Luke Bate on row 3, both on wets. Row 4, Seth Hathaway and Leo Robinson also on wets. Row 5, Oliver Bowen and Patrick Leaf on wets. Then it is Joe Cheek, who's currently not out there, and Ollie Rands on slicks. Sasha Bagley and Luke Jarman on row 7 on wets. Tyler Harris and Jake Humphrey on wets. Then Jack Stewart on slicks, Oliver Bourne and Joe Hull on wets. That's your starting lineup. I don't think Joe Cheek is going to make it out. There's Jack Stewart, and they're going to go around again now. There's still, I can count 1, 2, there's 4 drivers still not attached to the rest of the pack.
I'm guessing 2 of those drivers are on slicks.
Yep, that's right. You can see that the number 31, that's Joel Hull, he's going to catch up with them now. But who's the other one? Here's the number 34 of Oliver Bourne. Now, the 27 is, and the 57, I don't think they can. Well, now that the pack is slowing down again, certainly I think Ollie Rands, who's crawling around, and Joe Cheek finally makes it out. There we go. So,
but how long will he remain out there?
well, I mean, he's on the
If
right
it clears.
tyre. Yeah, Joe Cheek is out. Let's see, can he get that cart? You know, now it's running. Can he get a cart? But I mean, they're going to have. I mean, I think they're going to have to let this one go with a couple of drivers not caught up to the pack for the simple reason that Jack Stewart and Ollie Rands on wet tyres can't.
No, they just can't.
They just can't.
I think we're going this time.
I think we're going to go this time. So Joe Cheek is not with the rest of the pack, but at least he's out there. We'll be watching. Oh, and I can just see Jack Stewart spinning, going into centre 1. It's wet tyres at the moment, but it's stopped raining, Anthony.
Yeah, and it's super windy out there. The track absorbs the water so quickly.
Jack Stewart's out of the race. We're not going to go. We are going to go, but he's not going to be part of the race. Lights are green. We're off and racing into turn number 1. Lots of different racing lines, and they all somehow get round cleanly. Now, at the off the screen, at the back of the pack, we've got Joe Cheek, and we've got the number 27 on slick tyres, Ollie Rands. Cheek is on wets, Rands on slicks, and I think Jack Stewart has managed to get that kart started again. We've got one driver in the barriers.
And in our camera, nearly hit the camera pole.
That's number 31, that's Joel Hull out of it. Oh, Jack Stewart has come in to retire. I think he's thinking, no, do you know what, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to crash. So he is out of the race. Oh, and Joe Cheek trying to go around the outside of a driver on slick tyres at Senna 1. That's not going to work.
There's another one round.
That is the number 30 kart, and that is Leo Robinson getting out of.
Oh, and another spin.
That's Luke Bates going for a spin coming out of Gasworks. It's very, very treacherous indeed.
Yeah.
Up at the front, however, you can see the leader coming around it. It's Dara McInerney, Yehan Calichurn, Leon Frost, Olivia Jenkins. Oh, there is Leo Robinson out. He's devastated. So, McInerney, 2.5 seconds up the road. That's because he's just got clear track, no spray, no one around him. He can just focus and go.
Now, Tyler Harris is in good stead. You know, he's in a good place here because at the moment, dancing through the field, tall driver.
Yep.
Has got the top heavy, can shift the weight.
Yep, he can move the weight around quite a bit. And of course, he has won a race. He won at PFI, and I do believe it may have been in slightly similar conditions last year.
I think you are correct in saying that, yes.
So we've got one driver left in the race with wet tyres. Number 27, Ollie Rands. Dara McInerney, 1 minute 13.62. Ollie Rands, 1 minute 27.82. So 14 seconds a lap is the difference between wet tyres and slick tyres.
I don't think slicks are going to be coming in at any point in this race.
Well, 12.5 minutes remaining. You know, he's still on the lead lap. I mean, he was 26 seconds down at the end of the opening lap. And I'm just going to check the split times. Well, Dara McInerney, the E-plate holder, has just disappeared. This is an absolutely fantastic performance from the E-plate holder. Calichurn second for Classer Motorsport. Then it is Frost. There's the number 33 kart running with Seth Hathaway, the Welsh driver, and he's battling with Oliver Bowen, one of the RSR, the Rob Saw Racing entries. Just behind this group, Luke Jarman, Patrick Leaf, Jake Humphrey, then Oliver Bourne, Sasha Bagley in 13th. Joe Cheek is already up into 14th position. Then it's Luke Bates, Joel Hull, and Ollie Rands. Well, Ollie Rands just at a 1 minute 24.04. So he's still 11 seconds, but he's just gone round 2 seconds a lap quicker than he did on lap number 1.
Oh dear. Slightly wide there.
Never give the slick runners an extra lap. That's very, you know, that false start could help. You just never know.
Yeah, it could do.
But Ollie Rands has got to keep the kart pointing the right way. If he spins, it's all over. There's McInerney. There's Calichurn. Calichurn with Leon Frost right behind him. Frosty said he likes these conditions. Now we're going to see if that stands to pass. How much does he like these conditions? How good is he? Now, there's a couple of drivers going quite slowly. There's been a few spinners. Luke Jarman, I think, has gone for a spin.
There goes Frosty down on Yehan Calichurn. Gets that move done. Just diving it down the inside. And Calichurn looking to fight back. No, slots back into place. But go on, carry on.
No. You keep watching the action. I'm looking at the timing screens.
He's coming back. He's come straight back at him. These two are having a great little scrap now as they go through. Frosty trying to get his moves done here, but Yehan just not allowing that to happen. Now starting to break away again as Leon Frost struggling to get the power down.
Well, Ollie Rands has done another 1 minute 24 second lap, so his pace isn't improving just yet, but it's not dropping off. Dara McInerney, 1 minute 11.60. That is 2 seconds quicker than anybody else on that last lap alone. McInerney has already gone through turn number 1. We're looking at second, third on your screens. There's 4th place driver Tyler Harris. Then there's 5th is the number 55 of Oliver Bowen for RSR. Olivia Jenkins is 6th. Then it's Aidan Mitchell in 7th. But whilst they cross the line, Dara McInerney is already coming around Senna 1. He's 7.5 seconds in front of Calichurn, and he is 16 seconds in front of 8th place driver Seth Hathaway. This is lap number 4. Yellow flags waving going into the final corner. I'm not quite sure who that's for.
I can see a driver out of kart.
Yeah, is that possibly Oliver Bourne or is that Luke Jarman? who has gone off.
It looks
I
like a
think it's
Tim Wilson
Jarman.
driver.
Or is it Joel Hull even? We'll see now. Who is that coming across the line? Oh, it's the number 31 of Joel Hull. It's not been a great weekend for Joel Hull. Well, that puts Ollie Rands up into 16th position, and he's about to be lapped. There goes Dara McInerney across your screens. Now there's Callaghan. So Dara McInerney has got the entire length of the front straight all to himself. Callaghan second. Frost is third. So Callaghan has come back a little bit. Now we've got 8.5 minutes to go. I don't think it's raining anymore out there.
No, it doesn't look like it.
The track isn't drying as quickly as we thought.
Oh!
And there's Sasha Bagley getting it very crossed up.
Out of turn number 1. Yeah, just looked like it was I think, picturing that it was dry. I think just that lapse in concentration going, oh no, it's wet. And yeah, just running wide. And I have to say, I have fallen victim to that myself.
Yep. I can also sympathise with that. Now, Joe Cheek in the number 70 car, he has made his way up to 12th position. There goes Dara McInerney lapping Ollie Rands on slick tyres. And just look at the difference. McInerney can get the power down. He's still dancing around there. Look at the very, very slight steering inputs. There's a battle between Luke Bates in the 95, the 22 of Patrick Leaf, with Sasha Bagley not far behind. They're going off up to Gasworks now. And down the hill, there's a good little glance of how the drop-off you get going down through Gasworks there. 7.5 minutes to go. I'm still looking, and Ollie Rands is lapping still in 1 minute 24s. His pace hasn't picked up yet.
No.
But he's only 9, well, he's still losing a lot of ground to the drivers in front of him. We're halfway through this race. I mean, certainly, I'm not going to say it's beyond the realms of possibility that Ollie Rands the track might come to the slick tyres, but it won't come to the slick tyre driver enough for him to sort of unlap himself and sort of take any sort of meaningful result, I don't think. But we're still keeping an eye on his lap times. He's just done a personal best first sector, but it's 3 seconds slower than the wet tyre drivers.
Just like to note Tyler Harris.
Yes.
4th place, up 11 positions, the number 88, currently on screen. And oh dear, who is that in the barrier?
Is that
27?
That is on slick tyres. So game over for Ollie Rands. That's his first mistake. It's on it's on his 6th lap. He gets going, but you know that's going to cost him even more time. Hopefully, well, he can keep going. He's got to plug away and get out there. He had just done a personal best, sort of first and second sectors, so he was obviously pushing a little bit.
Well, Leon Frost with the fastest lap of the race now has closed back up on Yihan Callaghan. And wanting to get past probably sooner rather than later. I mean, there's still 6 minutes to go. And yeah, he's just going to have to bring it in.
I think the number 27 cart has decided, it has decided that is not
Slicks were not the call. It was a bold move.
Bold move. It didn't quite pay off. You know, when you think about it, you know, with the history of slick tyres, wet tyres at this circuit. Oh, he's staying out.
Oh, that's a very crooked rear bumper.
Well, it's
still attached. It's just very crooked.
Now on screen, good battle going on between. Well, we've got 6 carts. That is. Have a little look there. That's Olivia Jenkins, Aidan Mitchell. I've got to say, Oliver Bowen's having a storming run. There's the number 33 cart of Seth Hathaway. So on screen, this is Tyler Harris, Oliver Bowen, Olivia Jenkins, Aidan Mitchell, Seth Hathaway, Joe Cheek, Jake Humphrey, and Luke Bate. And that is Bate going around.
That's not ideal.
It's a suboptimal. Brief rotation for Bate. There is the number 8 cart of Olivia Jenkins. Now, talk about Aidan Mitchell's having a good run, but Joe Cheek, wow. I mean, this is an absolute bonus for Joe Cheek. He thought he wasn't going to race because his kart wouldn't get started. We had a couple of extra rolling laps, and that allowed him to get that kart started and get out and join the field. And here he is now moving up into what I think is 6th position. Tyler Harris looking very strong at the moment. Leon Frost and Johan Calichurn are still 7 seconds. So they've pegged Dara McInerney back. I mean, and Dara McInerney, we're not watching him much because he's 7.5 seconds up the road.
Oh, yeah.
He's now managing the gap. He's managing the gap, doing 1 minute 11s. His fastest lap of the race is a 1 minute 11.6. Actually, do you know what? Leon Frost has gone quicker. Leon Frost at a 1 minute 11.5. So it's not as though McInerney is just got better tyres or anything like that. It's just that he had the clear air, he's pulled away, and now he's simply managing the race. What he doesn't want to do is relax too much, because you need to keep yourself on pinch. That's what keeps your concentration levels sort of literally crackling along.
I'm really keeping a close eye on Tyler Harris at the moment. Lapping-wise, lapping a little bit faster, about half a second faster a lap than Leon Frost just ahead.
And he's just gone past Oliver Bowen as well.
Yeah, well, Bowen's tagging along for the ride, but apparently it's starting to fall with rain once again out there.
Well, we'll have a quick look at Ollie Rands' lap time. He went, he's doing 1 minute 24s now. He's back into 1 minute 27s. Seconds territory. He's over a lap down. Now I know that Alan Dove from Karting One is there's some the various karting regulations about the wet races and the width of side pods against rear tyres and stuff like that, which I'm not appraised to the moment. We're just going to cover the race as we see it. McInerney, Calichurn, Frost. New fastest lap for Oliver Bowen, 1 minute 11.35. He's chasing Tyler Harris, and this is just, absolutely, great with stuff. And there's Ollie Rands getting out of the way. But again, Oliver Bowen just following Tyler Harris and actually going quicker. Oh, there's Ollie Rands just getting out of the way.
Yeah. One way to get out of the way is just drive off
the circuit. Well, why not? But of course, he's now, his cold, wet, slick tyres have now got grass on them as well.
Yes.
So they're a bit colder, a bit wetter, and an even little bit slicker.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. But greener.
Yeah. And hey, we're all about green racing. It's environmentally friendly. There's Tyler Harris. There's Oliver Bowen. And they are running out of time. 1 minute 11.35 for Oliver Bowen. The sun's shining.
I know.
Up at the gasworks.
The weather doesn't know what to do.
It's a microclimate up here on the other side. It's like Spa, Francorchamps, in the Ardennes Forest, but up north.
No, yeah. Next to the North Sea.
There's Harris, there's Bowen. Now, Frost looking over his shoulder. Calichurn is still second. So Johan Calichurn on course for a really strong result. The moment, Tim Wilson Motorsport and Dara McInerney have this one in the bag.
Well, let's see. Oh, and a big impact at turn one.
That is Ollie Rands in the barriers.
Yeah.
And he is up and out of his car. The rain has started to fall. Slick tyres, and yep, he is. I don't know. It was a brave decision, but out he goes. Now, I'm wondering if he caught that on camera. It was right in front of the commentary box, but it was a simple case of just understeering into the barriers. Our camera man, Dylan is out there, and we've got a microphone up there that took a bit of a thwack, but he's okay. The main thing is Ollie Rands is okay. But we're down to 15 runners. Luke Jarman is 15th. 14th is Oliver Bourne. Patrick Leaf is 13th. Sasha Bagley is 12th. Luke Bate is 11th. 10th is Jake Humphrey. 9th, Seth Hathaway. 8th, Olivia Jakins. 7th, Aidan Mitchell. 6th, Joe Cheek. 5th on your screens now, the number 55 kart of Oliver Bowen. Then it's the number 88 in 4th place of Tyler Harris. Leon Frost, the number 7 kart, is 3rd, and Johan Calichurn is 2nd. There is where, just to the foreground, and that is where the marshals, you can see, putting the tyres back together where Ollie Rands went off. But here is the battle. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Dara McInerney, 8.5 seconds up the road. The English champion, who designs and paints his own crash helmet. Again, very distinctive. He's got a good little potential future business opportunity there. But his main opportunity now is to become a race winner in the British Karting Championship. He comes into this around joint 3rd in the championship with Ollie Rands, but again, Ollie is not going to score well. There's McInerney. I'm looking at his results now. In 2021, McInerney's never stood on the podium yet He didn't finish in the top 10 of the championship last year, but he is about to take the biggest win of his career.
Starting to get spicy for second place now as well on the last lap. Yihan Kalachan all has got trouble of Leon Frost all over the rear bumper.
Yep, this battle, there's a 4-kart battle for second. Dara McInerney is with Tim Wilson Motorsport. His dad does the mechanicking, so it's not, you know, it's a family effort, even though he's with the team. Here is the battle for what is 8th position. Seth Hathaway has got 8th. Olivia Jenkins has slipped to 9th. Then it's Jake Humphrey and Luke Bates behind them. So halfway around the final lap, the second place battle is into Senna 2. And they're coming out. Here we go. Leon Frost has just passed Yihan Kalachan now.
Oh, but there goes Bowen. Bowen down on Harris.
And also, so Yihan Kalachan in kart number 28 is now going to fight for his first podium position. Race Shannington winner. Leon Frost grabbing second. Tyler Harris is going to go for third. Yihan Kalachan is going to get pushed off the podium. Oh, great crossover. Great crossover. Now can Yihan get at the inside of Frost for second? 1 corner to go. But Dara McInerney, welcome to the Winners Club in the Motorsport UK British Kart Championship. Frost takes second and Yihan Kalachan and Klassen Motorsport on the podium for the first time for Klassen. And look at look at Joe Cheek giving it some. He finishes 6th. He's happy with that after almost failing to start. Now we look back. Aidan Mitchell crosses the line in 7th. This is a very spread out race, obviously, because of the conditions. Here comes Seth Hathaway in 8th. Luke Bate in 9th. And Jake Humphrey comes across the line in 10th. What has happened to Olivia Jenkins? There she is. She's crashed on the final lap. Oh, second place in the championship. Olivia Jenkins has crashed going on into Gasworks on the final lap. And that will allow Sasha Bagley to come home in 11th. Patrick Leaf will be 12th. 13th for Oliver Bourne. And Luke Jarman will finish in 14th position. Olivia Jenkins, Ollie Rands, Joel Hull, Leo Robinson and Jack Stewart fail to finish. But I think I will probably have to make fun of Dara McInerney's dad's baldness a bit more, because it seems to be a bit of a lucky omen for the team, I have to say. And, you know, that's good. It's all good-natured fun, but during the break, Mr. McInerney, with the help of Chief Scrutineer Paul Klassen, attacked me with some blue dye, which is now running down my head, and apparently, which is an absolute nightmare to get off. But hey-ho, it's all good fun, and that shows just, yeah, what a family panic. And there's Leon Frost, and there's, oh, great to see Frosty and Yihan Kalachan. You know, well done, good race. Tyler Harris comes on aboard, and again, big hi to Tyler's family watching in China, in Dubai, and in Australia, and also back home in England for him. But where is Dara? We haven't, so they go onto the weighbridge. Dara has already come through there and will be in the background. Anthony Jordan is, you see Anthony there in this nice white shirt. I'm going to have to mess that up. There's Dara getting out of his cart. His dad will be just behind the fence there. You can see his dad just on the left there with the, he's bald, so you can see the top of his bald head, but he's going to be bouncing up and down, happy as Larry. They were worried that they may not have the proper the tyres, but they did. And Anthony Jordan is with our newest race winner, Dara McInerney.
Yes, I am indeed, Henry. Thank you very much, Dara, who's just celebrating there with Leon. Dara, well, what a race that was. I mean, pretty hectic it looked like, didn't it?
Yeah, it was carnage. It was insane.
I mean, talk us through that race, because, I mean, you looked pretty, as soon as you got the wets on, it looked pretty comfortable, and you kind of just drove away with that one, really?
Yeah, it was really comfortable once we got the wets on. I didn't realise I was pulling away that much to start with, but really good race.
Yeah, solid race. Now, we were a bit concerned at the start, obviously everyone on slicks, we were concerned that you didn't have any wets.
I didn't think we did, but it turns out we did, so...
Just found them in the back of the van and just like, quick, chuck them on!
Yep.
Top stuff. Well, it worked out well. The next group's heading out, but anyone you'd like to thank?
My mum and dad and T2M.
Now we move on to the TKMs. First up is Junior TKM podium presentation here at Karting North East. A fantastic day of racing, really tricky conditions in the finals. Was it wet? Was it dry? Wet tyres prevailed, finishing in 3rd position. He had a rough start to the day, but he came through and prevailed in the end. It's Tyler Harris. Oh, that's right. Chris is just sorting out there. All right, come on now, Tyler. Proper smile. First year in the British Championship, finishing 2nd, representing Klassen Motorsport. It's Jihan Kalichen. Now, normally you'd say that he just nosed in front, but in Klassen Motorsport, he just got his toe in front right at the end. They got extra ones. They breed them tough down there. Well done, Jihan Kalichen. Yeah, no. Congratulations, Jihan. But now on to the winner. Got a little bit of good fortune here with an exclusion in the final for another driver, but making it 2 wins out of 2 in 2022 for Tim Wilson Motorsport, along with his winning mechanic Joey Taylor. Please welcome Leon Frost. For one, Joey Taylor avoids an interview this time. We're not going to interview the mechanics, but that's 2 wins out of 2 on the season for Leon Frost. Again, a very, very difficult race on wet tyres. 1 or 2 drivers went to slicks, but it didn't quite work out for them. And so Tim Wilson Motorsport, Klassen Motorsport, and also Talco Privateer entrant on the podium. So, thanks, Mark. Right. Leon did say to make sure that I mentioned that the damp conditions were really his cup of tea, and he proved that. It's 2 wins out of 2.